So here is a clip of my first drink after 1 year without alcohol.
C'est pas fair. How does it feel the first taste of alcohol?
So yes, in 2020 I decided to do 1 year without alcohol. Some people told me that I was completely crazy because 2020 was such a rough year. Probably the type of people that were drinking during the entire year. I remember I told that to my sister and she told me, Miguel, what are you talking about? 2020 is cancelled. Forget about your challenge. Some other type of people thought that it was much easier in 2020, probably more of the social drinkers. And I think it's an interesting introduction to why I decided to do that challenge. I think alcohol is everywhere, all the time, and that everything is an excuse to have alcohol. And I find it super funny that people are super judgy about other drugs, like for example cannabis, that is actually legal in Canada, but in other countries it is not. And I see like people, probably a bit older people, getting super judgy about cannabis when I read a lot of articles saying that it's much healthier than alcohol. But alcohol, everybody does it, everybody is comfortable with it just because it's so well spread and it's legalized. So it's a legalized drug and nobody really pays attention to it when every year lots of people die because of alcohol. And it's like a huge addiction too. So I think I just wanted to know if my relationship with alcohol was healthy. If you really focus, you realize that everything is an excuse to have a drink. Oh, it's my friend's birthday, let's have a drink. Oh, it's finally the weekend, let's have a drink. Oh, I had a rough day, let's have a drink. And the more you do it, the more you realize that you're using alcohol more and more. And I don't think it was my case, if I'm being super honest. I think before my 20s I would drink a lot. I'm from France, and at this point it's not even a cliche, we drink a lot in France. And so I grew up seeing my family members having wine at dinner like almost every day. Every time I would gather with my family, alcohol would be involved. So it was very cultural to me. And when I was 15, I started drinking with my friends, and we would drink from Wednesday and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, partying. And at the time I didn't really mind. I was super, super young, and I think it's a part of experimenting, and I don't have any regrets. But after I got 20 and I arrived here in North America, first of all, it's a bit different. People are a bit less into alcohol, in my opinion. And then I started having a different relationship with the substance. I started developing social anxiety. First of all, I would feel like drinking alcohol in uncomfortable situations. Like for example, when we would gather with a lot of people or at awkward dinner for me. So I would always use alcohol as a way to feel more comfortable, to be more natural, to be a bit more social. And that's when I started realizing that maybe I should just reflect on my relationship with alcohol. And the big trigger was in 2019. I was working for a company here in Canada from Quebec. It's a company in artificial intelligence, so young people, so very cool people, very nice people, and we would be 500 employees. And for Christmas, the company brought us to Quebec City. They rented a hotel for us. It was a very big deal for the company. It was a big deal. And then everybody was super excited, but I was feeling super anxious. And that was already a trigger that something was going on. And I arrived there, 500 people, everybody was super fancy, dressing, and me too, but it's just, I don't feel comfortable in that type of environment. And I started drinking at the party because I wanted to feel more comfortable with everybody. And I had my first drink, I had my second drink, and nothing changed. I think my body told me, no, Miguel, today you're gonna face your social anxiety, you're gonna face your anxiety. And then I ended up leaving the party, escaping the party discreetly to make sure that my bosses would not see me, And I escaped the party and I went back to the hotel, and I told myself, okay, now next year you don't have alcohol because you need to face that, you need to work on that. So that's how it all started. It's because I felt like sometimes I had a healthy relationship with alcohol. Even though I'm not a big drinker, it's always very social. But I think it's social in the way that it makes me feel more comfortable interacting with other people. Yes, so I wanted to challenge myself. So in 2020, I started the challenge. January was super easy because I don't gather that much with friends. I don't do that many party, even like when we're not in COVID time. I don't gather that much with my friends, only occasionally. My first party was at the end of January. It was the birthday of one of my very good friends. And then I knew that it would be a big party, and I got super anxious. I was in the metro and I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do that? It's gonna be so weird not to drink. Guys, I arrived at the party and I looked left and I saw a group of people chatting, having debates, and drinking kombucha. And I was like, oh my god, it's paradise. And that's the first thing you realize when you stop drinking, is that there are a lot of people who don't drink during parties. Then I joined them. I had an amazing debate with them. We talked for hours. I remember everything. And then we drank kombucha, and I made an amazing friend right there. A friend that I actually got the chance to see during 2020 a lot of times. And no, I made a very good friend, and that's really precious to me. And then after that, we decided to dance all together, and all the sober ones, we were dancing the most. So, which tells a lot again, and I had the time of my life. That was a very good introduction to the challenge. Then I went back home, and until the lockdown, I didn't have any other parties. And then the lockdown got super easy because I was home. I got to really focus on myself, on my mindfulness, on my consciousness. And I think the fact that I did not drink alcohol during the year made me feel a bit better in my body. You know, I would have more energy in general. Not only because of alcohol, because again, I was not drinking that much before the challenge, but I think it's just that when you don't do alcohol, you tend to do less party, and you know, it was the lockdown too last year, so you tend to sleep earlier, you tend to wake up earlier too, you tend to work out a bit more, have more general energy, and I became a vegan too in 2020. I think it made me more conscious on a lot of things. Since I was spending less time entertaining myself and, you know, get carried away in a way, I think I had more time to focus on myself. But it was a big journey, but I have to say that I'm pretty sure the challenge with alcohol helped a lot. Then the summer arrived, and then it got a bit tricky because I realized that I was missing the beer during the sunny days on a bar or in a park with friends. And that I don't mind. That it's really the type of alcohol that I'm willing to do even now. Looking forward, is the type of alcohol that I want to do. Having a beer with friends, relaxing on sunny days. You know, it's more of a recreational type of drinking more than, you know, I need to drink. And I missed that a lot, and especially that here in Quebec we had the chance to gather during the summer. We had a little break on the lockdown, so I could gather with my friends. We had barbecues. It was tough, but at the same time, you know, I was doing my experiments, and I was understanding a lot of things that I mentioned a bit earlier. And then the fall arrived, and honestly, guys, I was just waiting for the end. I was tired. I understood what I had to understood, and I was ready to move on with the challenge, but I already did like 9 months or 10 months, so I told myself, okay, let's do the 12 months. I had my birthday in October, but again, you know, COVID time, we could not really gather, so it didn't make that much of a difference. December, I'm not a big Christmas dinner enthusiast. It wasn't that hard. And then on January 1st of 2021 at midnight, I had my first drink. That was pretty big. I had a lot of expectation, you know, because I thought I would feel super different and stuff. First of all, alcohol did not hit in the same way that it used to. My body kind of rejected it first. Like I felt like something was going on inside and I was not feeling so good. Impossible to get drunk. Of course, I mean, I did no alcohol for a year. I wanted to get drunk, you know. Impossible to get drunk. I was drinking, but nothing was coming. And and I did not feel as good as I would feel before the challenge. Probably that it tells a lot. Again, my body was happy with that alcohol, that I could tell 100%. And during the first week, maybe first 2 weeks, I had alcohol all the time. Not very healthy, but you know, guys, I did 1 year of challenge. I wanted to just enjoy a bit, you know. It was not something that I was planning on doing for a couple months, but at least a couple days. And alcohol did not feel so good. It did not. At some point, you know, I started feeling the effect again, but you know, not that much of a difference. And then after maybe 1 week and a half, 2 weeks, I said, okay, I'm only gonna drink during the weekends and when I truly feel like it, but I'm not drinking during the week. No, that challenge helped me, made me realize that I don't need alcohol. Yes. So as a result, yes, I'm gonna have alcohol in the future, but again, I want to have alcohol in a very recreational way, not when I need it. The challenge really helped me with my social anxiety as I got to really face the things that I had to face. Now I'm working in a much different way with my social anxiety. If I feel anxiety, I'm not drinking, and that's a big difference, because if I feel anxiety, it's probably that I shouldn't be there. And that's the difference, that you learn how to say no when you don't have an option to fit in and to feel more comfortable in the moment. You learn how to say no. Why do I feel that way? Probably because I don't want to be there, because I have other things to deal with. So now I'm working a bit more on learning how to say no. And yes, so these are the things that I learned from that challenge. I'm super happy I did it. I'm gonna be able to look back in a couple of years and say, okay, 2020 was a year without alcohol. I don't know, it gets me very excited, and I'm proud in a way of that challenge, because I want to live a more conscious life. I want to be more mindful. I want to be more self-aware, and that year really helped me, and that challenge really helped me to realize a lot of things about alcohol. If you feel like taking on the challenge, maybe you should try to do 30 days, depending on how much you drink. You know, I'm not a big drinker, so 1 month would not have made much of a difference, but a year was more of a symbolic time period. So, but you could give it a try. I promise, guys, it's worth it. And you know, life is a series of experiments anyway. So thank you very much for watching that video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and I wish you an amazing day. Thank you.